Hello everyone. Today we will be looking at the brutal diary account from Joachim Scholl, who was the commander of a Panzer VI Tiger tank and was part of the 2nd Company of the 102nd SS Tank Battalion Das Reich. Throughout Joachim's diary entries, we witnessed the horrors of war, the importance of camaraderie, and the joys of blowing up tanks. Let's begin.
November 6th. We were right in the middle of a big battle. The Russians were coming at us from all sides. Our Tiger tank got hit about 10 times in different places. I don't like that loud sound when a shell hits our tank. We fought hard. They wrecked 3 doors of the T-34 tank, and lots of their guns and trucks got destroyed. We ran into a bunch of Russian soldiers and they started shooting at us. They almost beat us, and everything was really chaotic. I got congrats from the boss and Usha, even though they took out more enemy tanks today than I did. I didn't think it was smart to make a second bet on who can destroy the most tanks. November 9th. Something made me really proud. I was given the Iron Cross 2nd class for the fighting I did a few days ago. Usha and Paul said congrats too. We're all going to create our own group, the 102nd Heavy Tank Battalion, SS Das Reich. I'm okay with the new Tigers. We have to go back to Moscow and fight again. But sadly, his Tiger tank got shot down on November 11th near Kiev. The crew left the tank. The Russian soldiers started shooting. Bernie and Ulrich didn't get hurt. I got hurt in his right leg, and Carl got hurt in his shoulder. Sadly, Robert got killed right away. They made it back to our soldiers and were sent to Berlin for help. They spent Christmas in the hospital. After getting better, they went to Italy, where a new 102nd Heavy Tank Battalion, SS Das Reich, was forming. January 3rd, 1944, Normandy, Italy. We heard that the Africa Corps surrendered. I wasn't happy about it at all. Things were going really bad. The pain in my right leg got better, but my heart still hurt a lot. Today, our fresh driver arrives along with the whole battalion. There are so many young faces and new recruits. It makes me uneasy, realizing that if we're already relying on these young recruits, our losses at the front line must be really high. I have to admit, though, that the young ones from the Hitler Youth are skilled fighters, so it's not all gloom and doom. This place is incredibly dull. The Italian soldiers seem to love our tanks. They take pictures with them in the background. I'm not a fan of being photographed. Still, this place remains very boring. The closest town is 20 kilometers away, but we're strictly prohibited from going there. Anywhere else would be better than the freezing Eastern Front. On January 4th, I got to meet our new driver. His name is Helmut. He was sent over from the Totenkopf division. What's intriguing is that he's older than me. He's had experience fighting in Russia, and he seems like a solid guy who truly understands how the Tiger tank operates. I'm quite pleased, especially since many others ended up with shy, inexperienced newcomers. I was assigned to the 2nd Company of our recently formed battalion. We were handed a fresh Tiger tank, and it bears the number 232. The right coating across its body is quite distinctive. It's meant for dealing with mines and for better camouflage. I took a liking to it. Usha strolled around, boasting about how he marked rings of destroyed targets on his Tiger's weapon. He started teasing me, saying I shouldn't worry about it since I only need to add rings based on the number of tanks I've taken down. And as you might be aware, I'm an expert on trucks, not tanks. Still, I decided to follow suit and mark rings for the tanks I've destroyed, only 27 so far. But I also decided to draw a truck with the number 100 on it, just to playfully annoy Usha. Before our departure to France, we engaged in another bet with him. January 6th, 1944. Our preparations are in place for the journey to France. There, our focus will be on training and preparation to thwart any potential landings by American and British forces. Usha shared that he had a conversation with a Panzer IV loader who was part of the Africa Corps. According to him, American and British tanks are quite vulnerable to destruction, especially those known as Shermans. He mentioned that they burst into flames with the first hit, often referred to as Tommy ovens by the Africa Corps soldiers, due to the crew's limited time to escape when the tank catches fire. I'm ready to face them when the time comes. Lucia mentioned that American and British tanks cannot penetrate the Tiger tank's armor anywhere. It seems like we're in for some interesting encounters. January 10th, 1944. We're being transported to France by rail. The view is magnificent. It's almost as if we're back home in Berlin. It feels like a vacation. The train is comfortable and luxurious, akin to a passenger train. We're well fed and have ample time for rest. I managed to win 150 marks playing cards. I'm feeling excellent. This marks the first time since our initial bet that I've managed to take his money.
And that's it for today's video. If you want to listen to more real-life stories of soldiers, be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know what you think of this soldier's diary account.